Titans turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Titans turn to ban. Ten seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Titans turn pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Trees.
Titans turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Disruptor.
Team Liquid's turn to pick.
Tide Hunter.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Titans turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
And we're back. A little bit of downtime. That's to let some of these epic matches finish that were ahead of us. Now, though, we reach the end of our 8-day broadcast schedule. Myself and Melk bringing you this match between Team Liquid and Titan to close out the broadcast day from studio number 3. And what hangs in the balance is, well, one of these teams has fate in their hands. They get to whichever team wins will improve their record to 8, and they'll be able to feel secure that they're no matter what, they won't have to worry about tiebreakers. They're going to be going straight to phase 3. But I'm not going to lie, man. I think if you had told anyone, if you'd have time traveled back to 2 weeks ago and gone, you know what, at the end of group stages, or towards the end, on the end of the next to last day of group stages, Team Liquid and Titan will have the exact same record, I don't think anyone would have believed you.
No, I think Team Liquid, the dark horse of the tournament rather, has been doing superb in a lot of their matchups. They've had some downs, but definitely more ups so far. And their score shows that if they'd managed to secure this one against Titan, their happiness will know no bounds. And judging by the picks, it looks good so far. They've felt really secure in the Razor and Tidehunter picks. We see Pegasus going on the offlane with the Tidehunter. Of course, TC playing the Razor. And this is probably one of the strategies that they play the most. This is how they started off this train of success that they've been riding throughout the tournament.
Oh yeah, I think in a lot of ways, the emergent metagame that has cropped up throughout the preliminary playoff series, a lot of that's owed to Liquid. I don't think there's really a whole lot debating that. They have really found success with it. I mean, obviously they're not demolishing the field or anything, but they're overperforming based on what people had expected of them, and to be honest, what people had reason to expect of them coming into this. But they're solidly in the middle of the pack, and again, 8 is your magic number. If you're able to get to 8 wins, you're pretty much guaranteed, barring some... honestly, I don't think there's even a freak mathematical fluke that could knock you out with 8 wins, just because the field is split pretty damn evenly with 4 teams already with 8 or more wins, and then at the bottom you've got like 4 or 5 teams all with 5 wins or less. So still a lot to be determined below that, but for now, again, one of these teams will be advancing to phase 3, regardless of anything else, regardless of whatever matches remain, if they get a win here and now. Titan with the Nature's Prophet, the Disruptor, and the Rubik. A lot of ways to manipulate the battlefield, a lot of ways to abuse positioning, as well as Team Liquid, who are going to grab the Razor, the Tidehunter, and arguably the most resurgent hero.
Oh, and hold on, we've seen this before. Hats off to Titan for, first of all, sticking to their own guns and not following the meta, but maybe they are. Maybe they're taking a page out of the VG Gaming book. We see the Venomance being picked up alongside the Nature's Prophet with 2 supports. It's not your typical support in for a push strat. Normally you see a Vengeful Spirit or something of those sorts.
Right.
But nonetheless, Rubik up against the Tidehunter is always great, and we saw, I believe it was yesterday.
10 seconds.
We've seen it.
And I believe it was Liquid.
Yes, it was.
That gave away a lot of Ravagers to the enemy team. Were they playing against Arrow?
Was it Arrow? I can't remember who it was. I'd have to look back, but no, you're dead right. And a lot of them were unnecessary. Not simply like, it was just a very quick-fingered Rubik. A lot of times it was really just Pegasus forgetting to anchor smash. Like, he just left it up.
I can't help but think that Titan was actually concealing their push strat because Shadow Shaman is available, is still in the pool. Yet they picked a Disruptor and a Rubik instead.
Well, the Venomancer pickup and what you're referring to, just to explain to the viewers.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe I should have...
Venomancer farming is a core. There you go. Put it in the 1 position and let it, you can build a mech on it. You can do whatever you want. Just basically get up 1 good core item and then push like all hell. And if the enemy team overcommits or is unable to stop you, you just spiral out of control from tower goal. Everyone just gets so big so quick. However, with the Disruptor and the Rubik to go with the Venom and the Prophet this time, let's be honest, if Titan screws this up, Liquid should be able to punish them handily.
Yeah, and Tidehunter, of course, is strong against heroes like these.
Oh yeah.
It is low health heroes with no real way of stopping the Tidehunter. And all the follow-up from Team Liquid as well is already proving a tremendous amount of damage on these squishy heroes of Titan. Liquid's probably just gonna go with your regular cookie cutter strategy, and we see the Wraith King pick coming out. More tank ability on the lineup now, 3 big tanks. And Titan... I mean, with the picks they've made so far, especially Disruptor, I have no idea what they're gonna go for.
Yeah, it's certainly an interesting if nothing else, makes it impossible to retreat, so when Titan runs at you, you gotta make up your mind very quickly. Obviously, very nice against heroes like Tidehunter, Skywrath Mage, with the silence of Static Storm. But what immediately jumps out to me about Titan is you have two heroes in the Titan and Skywrath that are generally made much less useful the later the game goes because of the presence of BKBs. Yeah. Not a single natural BKB builder is on the side of Titan right now, not a one.
No, I think they're going for a really, really early game shot out on Liquid here. Yep. We saw VG Gaming yesterday pushing in 15 minutes. We saw Newbie do it immediately after, and we saw VG Gaming do it yet again today.
Yep.
And I think this is what they need to do, because if this goes late, it looks fairly terrible for Titan right now. They could, of course, pick up something real big right now, but I think even if they picked up a Luna now, they would actually benefit from that, for the aura.
They run the Venomancer mid or something like that. Like if they pick up a Luna for Titan, end up safe laning it with the Disruptor and Rubik as a defensive tri-lane, prop out on the off lane of Venom mid, that could.
Yeah, and a lot of pushing going. Of course, there's still a Brewmaster in the mix as well. A hero that's...
I like Team Liquid's ban out of the Dragon Knight. I think that's actually a brilliant ban.
What's worth noticing on Team Liquid is that they have very little...
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Sure. Alright. Well, there it goes. Everything we just said just kind of flew out the window.
Well, Ursa is like the most obvious pick when you think about it. Three big tanks on the side of Team Liquid. How do you bring them down? You pick the Ursa.
Yep. Ursa chews the face of anyone that is strength-based. He is a natural BKB builder. In fact, against this lineup, wouldn't shock me at all to see him get a BKB extremely quickly, first or second item. He is very susceptible to Razor, though. Like, picking it into a Razor feels very chancy to me.
That is the problem.
I don't know. Titan, maybe they got something next level up their sleeve that we just simply are not aware of.
Shadow Fiend. I think we're going to see an aggressive tri-lane coming out from Titan with the Nature's Prophet TPing in and helping them out if need be, and then having the Venomance on the mid lane causing a lot of pressure.
You think they're going to aggressive the Ursa?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm interested to see. I'm trying to, it's going to be Ohio. It'll be on the Nature's Prophet, waiting to see who else is going to pick up who and what. Way 2 on the Wraith King, it'll be Bulba. Back on the Skywrath, Bulba's kind of been up and down on the old Skywrath Mage, has had some good games, had some bad ones. It'll be Pegasus Faux on the Tidehunter, and Razor, of course, will be handled by TC.
And Bulba, TC, and Pegasus have played these heroes at least 50% of their matches.
Has to.
At least. TC and Bulba especially.
Well, we're still waiting for the pick to finish up. Once again, welcome into the final game of the evening here on English Room number 3. I'm AC, and Melk is along with me, and we're capping off a game in which we casted 8 games. It's really been a long day, but been a hell of a fun one. And we get the pleasure of turning right around and coming back for the first matches of tomorrow, too. So we'll be sure to catch you then.
So KYXY picking up the Venomancer, meaning that he's definitely going solo.
Yeah, it's going to be Yamate. He's playing on the Ursa.
He's going for the Wraith Band. I wonder, he may even go for a Venomous Gale build.
I think I like this. I think I like this better, honestly. I mean, like the Veno in mid. I don't like Ursa in an aggressive tri-lane. I've seen it fail too many times.
It is pretty risky, especially up against the lineup of Liquid. Both Razor and Tidehunter are both fairly good at sort of diffusing.
I don't think I've ever seen this tree before.
Tri-lane. What is that?
Exactly. I don't think I've ever seen this thing.
It's
looks like something from Mario got violated by the big thing from...
I'm just going to refrain from commenting at all.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, shout-outs to the item creator wherever you are. It certainly made me set up a take notice. Doesn't look like we're going to have any action early on, as Liquid and Titan both going to be taking it easy. We'll run through our lineups just before the horn blows. As mentioned, it will be Bulba on the Skywrath Mage. He's still looking for a place to set up. Looks like he's going to be in the defensive tri-lane bottom, though. Koikva, of course, here in mid. On the Shadow Fiend, no surprise there. Pegasus is going to be on the Tidehunter. I would love to know exactly how many games Pegasus has played on this Tidehunter throughout this. TC will be farming up the Razor, and Way2 playing on our Wraith King. Let's see where the rune is going to spawn, and it will be top. That'll be a regen rune, so...
This is actually Ohio's Nature's Prophet Pro Gear.
Huh.
So these are his very own Trian creations.
Very nice. I've never seen that before. Alright, there you go. If you're interested in picking up those Trians, now you know where to get them. So, should be a relatively quiet early laning phase unless Way2 and Bulba want to get very active. They do have one smoke, and there you go. Not going to waste any time with it. We'll see where they want to head. Doubling back towards mid for the moment.
Even though, gotta be really, really careful. There's the liftoff from Extinct on the Rubik, and then of course the glimpse. So if he goes up too far, he's gonna be taken down real quick.
Dota2 and Bulba taking their time. Ohio is actually going to come out past the river. This is a perfect opportunity for them. He's got a ward down.
Yep, and we've seen Liquid do this a lot. Oh, second thoughts.
Yeah,
Ohio back and forth.
Not feeling super comfortable with the fact that Dota2 and Bulba have not
and here we go.
Anywhere. Yep, Dota2 moving in, runs up. There's the Hellfire Blast, Wraithfire Blast rather, and the spam out from Bulba. They should be able to get in. Nope, not gonna go for it. I thought they might have. Wraithfire Blast could have been too much longer on cooldown. We didn't have the mana. That explains it.
Yeah, TC wasn't quite in range for that plasma field. Had he hit a max range plasma field, I think the Nature's Prophet would have gone down, but not the most lethal combo.
Demon doing okay for himself up here, as we see. Playing very aggressive in the face of this trial, and this just comes with pure experience. Just knowing your limitations, knowing exactly how the matchup should work at this level.
Oh, he might actually kill Net. He had the Gosh up. I wouldn't have been surprised if he could. Oh, he's gonna go for it once Anchor Smash is down again.
Yeah, oh my god, Net is gonna walk right into this.
Net.
There you go. And then, look at this. There's gonna be a gush. Anchor Smash and an auto attack will do it. Maybe two. Maybe two.
Lift.
Oh, there's the lift. So Extinct. Bailing his body out. Doesn't have enough mana for anything else. They do have to spend a salve, though, to get it back into fighting shape. But Pegasus playing this absolutely chest out.
Yeah, very good at the beginning from the Tidehunter. He got the level 2 and he forced a lot of regen out from Net. Net, however, now level 2, got the glimpse, picking up a double damage.
Alright, so a problem that's going to emerge is Koikva is largely being left to his own devices. There's only so much that Venomancer is going to be able to reasonably do to him. Dota2 is now rotating up the top, Pegasus. Getting some mana back up. As you said, a DD up on Net. They may try to take a run at whoever shows their face, but no attempt to snipe the courier.
So the problem with putting the Venomancer mid with this ability build that he's going for with the Poison Sting and the Plague Wards is the fact that the Shadow Fiend is not going to have any problems just farming, and he's not going to really any ganks or anything. There is a Venomous Galen up on the Venomancer now in case they're going to go for a gank on him, but for the most part, it's not really a lane that you're very scared of, and all the creeps are constantly going to be on his leads as well because of the push coming out from the wards.
TC, likewise, being left completely alone and unfettered. So he's going to be well farmed, an early mech carrier, and Koikva should have no problem rushing Midas here.
Yeah, and Ohio is not doing as well as Pegasus on the Tidehunter. He still has level 1, so he doesn't even have TP up, so he can't even TP in for the help of a kill.
Coming out. There we go. Very nice, Gale. Kinetic field is down. They're not even going to have to use lift. They're just going to hang on to it. Koikva. There's your first blood. Well executed by Titan. Playing that patiently. Net next and Extinct hung out for a bit, and it looks like Liquid wants immediate returns. They're going to move out as a 3-man gang squad, try to catch one straggling back to that top lane. Which way they're going to turn? No, they're actually going to make a run at KYXY, I think.
There's actually no vision out from...
Yep, and KYXY's dead. That easy. The supporting cast went back to lane and top, and he's finished off. Koikva was even there to soak up a little bit of the experience for it.
Very hefty investment from Liquid though.
Yep.
Putting 3 heroes into it, but they can afford doing so because the Nature's Prophet, of course, just going into jungle, and Razor has completely empty lane on the bottom.
How do you feel about the Ursa and what build he's going to go here? Do you think of mobility items to call for action, or do you think a BKB is just too core to skip early?
Oh, he's definitely going for the Blink Dagger and just jumping in on both the Razor and the Shadow Fiend and hopefully killing them off before the static link goes into effect on him. Surprised to see the Tranquil Boots. Normally you would go for the Face Boots on him. I guess the Tranquil Boots are pretty good too.
Yamate. Oh, missed the last hit there. Fortunate for him. Net, level 3.5, Ohio. Run out of that bottom lane is level 2. They're going to have more team into mid, and it looks like they want to take another run. And there we go. KYXY hit from behind. The Raze is doing good damage, and there's going to be a glimpse, but it's not. No, actually it is. Net, though, going to be the one who sacrifices himself. Here comes the TP in from Ohio.
Pegasus is going to die with this.
Yep, one last power attack. And that'll do it. Dota2 falling back as well.
Great Fate Roll coming out from Extinct. Dota2 was actually about to deny Pegasus.
Yep, he was in the wind-up animation. I saw it as well.
Yeah, for those who are not aware of it, if you are hit by the Venomous Gale or other kinds of poison, your allies are able to deny you and deny the kill for the enemy. So there's no gold their way.
This Ursa is certainly having an easy day. He already has his Bassi up. May end up going, well, he certainly, almost certainly will go for a flash, just a matter of how. And
I don't think they can even go for him.
yeah, like I'm not sure what they can do either.
Especially if he had hit level 6, he could just turn around and kill them.
Another smoke, Extinct and Net. Going to move out, looks like they want to wrap around.
Pegasus using all of his mana on him, just keeping the Ursa out of the lane. It's gonna be problematic if he gets ganked now.
Have we got a ward down and to tell if Quake is alone or not. Playing this again very, very patiently. But Quake playing very safe on this side. The Gale comes up short and that is Extinct. Oh, no, they glimpse it back. Kinetic Field is there and Ohio there to try and help out. But Bulma doing what he can. There's going to be a telekinesis and the raises, but here comes TC. Hitting a great plasma build. Should get one, might get two. Net's for sure dead. Let's see. Nope. Might have thought about diving it, had the phase boots, thought he would, but instead Ohio finds himself a regen rune. Now he sprouts himself in, immediately goes through it. And he'll be making his way back to safety because of it.
That's a very interesting play. It's the first time I've ever seen that. Sprouting yourself and eating your way out of it.
Yeah.
To block the enemy off. Hats off to Ohio.
Just happened to have himself a tango. But it's 4-2 now. Liquid doubling, tighten up. All towers still up just on the basis of kills and efficiency. We can see it as a 300 gold lead for Liquid.
So Yamate is going to build into the Vladmir's offering as his first item, meaning he's probably going to go for an early Roshan as well.
Of course. And honestly, since the patch, you honestly don't even need the full Vlads if you don't want it. You can just, if you want to go for kind of crazy out there stuff, if you start out well in lane, get up a Morbid Mask and say level 5, I think is the most stable, you can actually go do a Roche by yourself. You don't need anyone.
Koikwa has been stacking these neutral camps down on the Radiant side of things, and Koikwa now has his Midas.
There it is, coming out at 7 minutes, 10 seconds, right on the money, and putting it to use immediately.
A lot more gold heading his way now.
Everything else, I mean, this mid lane has basically been a killing field, but other than a few moments of movement here and there, largely quiet elsewhere. TC benefiting a lot from that teleporting to mid. He's got 1100 gold, and we'll see what he wants to grab. If he's going to be the mech carrier, as one would expect, or if he's... Nope, there it is, Puck, we're done.
And things right now really looking good for Liquid. They got past the laning states, and then they probably won the laning states as well, despite the Ursa farming on the top lane. Nature's Prophet has had to go to the jungle for the most part, leaving TC alone on the bottom lane, and then of course mid lane. Even though Koikva died, he's gotten 2 kills since that, and of course picked up a fairly early Midas.
Illusion.
Yamate now with his lads done, checking stuff out. On the Angels, he's been see. Yep.
And when you're playing an Ursa with an early Vlad, you're just praying that your enemy allows you to take down the Roshan. I don't think Liquid has any intentions of doing so.
A skill build, 3 into Overpower, and just 1 in Earthshock. A lot of times you'll see Ursa's max Earthshock instead.
Yeah, quite an interesting skill build also, because normally you see more levels up in Fury Swipes, but I understand why he goes for the Overpower.
Said
getting off as many hits as possible.
Quick Roshan might be in the works, but bypassing it for now. And taking a look elsewhere, Pegasus has moved back in the lane, doing quite well, up to level 5.5. And depending on what he wants to rush here, he's going to have TC building the mech, so not going to be his responsibility. He can go Brown Boots straight into Blink, or he can go ahead and get up his Arc Boots. If he wants his Arc Boots, he's very close to them. We'll have them soon. Bulba's coming up. There's going to be Extinct, hit with a Gush, follow up with the Custom Shell, and of course the Sigil, or Seal rather, and Ohio coming back in. What did he get? Oh, he actually caught himself Anchor Smash. There's going to be a Kraken for Pegasus, and he's going to be hit with a Gale, so Extinct makes it a double kill by the time all is said and done. And that's about as bad a feat as you're going to see out of Team Liquid. Bulba and Pegasus both dying in that exchange, and now all 5 from Titan hooking up and ready to push Tier 1.
Absolutely amazing turnaround by Extinct in combination with Ohio. That Nature's Wrath just hitting the max damage I think possible, and of course Extinct turning around and anchor smashing Pegasus. Yep, great play by him. And that's a lot of gold in the coffers of Titan. They're gonna go for the second as well now that the walls are maxed. Yeah, that's what they can do. Look at KYXY spending only 1 level in Poison Snake instead of putting skills into Venomous Gale.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I think they're kind of going with this hybrid build. They want to push right now, but I think they want to be able to seamlessly transition into 5-manning somewhere around 15 to 20 minutes. I mean, they're, like you said, they're kind of going back and forth on this.
The gold on them just exploded.
Dyer's
Nature's Prophet went from only having power chest to instantly being able to afford a off kill 2000 with 2 kills on top lane. Venomancer should have a mechanism flying into him as well as an additional 500 gold, and of course, after the kills on top, Extinct thought it his
and Titan collapsing now on the tier 1 here. The tier 2 bottom still standing for Titan. They don't have a glare, but they might try to just buy some time to go for the 9. Nope, they didn't even try, surprisingly.
Chasing the kill instead.
Yep. They're gonna get wasted. Yep, here in the middle. It's gonna be a Ravage caught too. And of course the Mystic Flare to follow. Yamate in some trouble. Looks like Disruptor cleaned up the Wraith King elsewhere. And we'll see if Pegasus can manage to catch this Ursa Warrior who is hustling away. Nope, he's going to make it back. So, tower still stands. Check that. Shadow Fiend denied.
So many wards on the middle field coming out from Titan.
Oh yeah, look at this. Boom.
Dyer's middle tower is under attack.
And how many? Yeah, we got 3 sentries down and what, about 1500 range or so on top of 2 observers.
Almost blink up on Yamate.
He's got about 2, yeah, like you said, 2,000 gold. Very close to blink now.
Now that Rabbits is down, Roche should be a fairly easy task for them to overcome.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious that why he's not going there immediately. He's going to go back and heal it, I guess, double back.
Yeah, I think he's a bit too low on everything, and in case a fight does break out,
yeah, needs to be ready.
It's very risky. KYXY now putting skills into Poison Sting and probably going to ward up with the Venom wards in the bottom lane. I think it'd be wise to invest into a set of Arcane Boots just to keep that ward spam going. They do have 2 Arcane Boots in the supports, but there's no reason for them to
There he goes, moving into the Roche pit. Roche will not last long at all. He is level 8. And the completion of this will be just about his Blink Dagger, if not full Blink Dagger now.
Gonna send Ned in this one so he can get that level 6 static going up and running onto this drop.
Yep. KYXY lead. Like you said. There you go. And yep, there goes his Blink Dagger as well. And that Aegis, they're going to collapse now into the Radiant jungle. And it looks like this has been anticipated by Liquid as they're just going to collapse the tier 1 top.
We're getting closer to the Black King bar. It's not really of too much importance for Titan to prevent him from getting that, however, yeah, since they do have that Ursa.
There's only so much usage that's going to get out of it. The Ursa's the problem. Manta, you think?
Dyer's
definitely going for the Black King bar.
No, I mean, I'm saying eventually coming up after.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
HP is, of course, good. Maybe in Sanction just to outrun the Ursa, you never know.
That's what I was thinking with the Manta style, just to create a little bit of confusion. Adds your ability to siege and the movement speed, a big deal.
So many tower trades going on in this game and so much farm on both lineups already.
It's like watching a bot game. You ever watch like bots just play against bots? This is pretty much how it works. They just collapse towers.
Now a Midas being created on KYXY, a Blink Dagger being picked up by Extinct. Everyone just have a lot of gold, everyone but Bulba. Still running around with brown boots.
A little bit of a lead for Titan in terms of gold, and it's about that even in experience, so this trade's not the end of the world for Liquid. In fact, they're hanging and banging quite well. There is that BKB done now on Quick, though. He's going to feel much more comfortable coming to fights if needed.
Yeah, so the downside of being an Ursa against the Shadow Fiend is that once you go in deep and close and kill him, that Requiem of Souls is of course going to blow you right in the face.
Well, there's the phase boots up on Ursa, so it's going to be tough to outrun the big bad bear. And they're probably just going to starve this out. I mean, having an Ursa and a Nature's Prophet, they can just take complete control of this jungle. And as long as they have personnel in range, should be able to take a fight or two. But this is kind of risky with the way they're doing it, just kind of by themselves. And here comes the rest of Koipa down to try and catch out Ohio. Blink Dagger's now done on Pegasus as well.
I think the original plan from Titan was that they could push this early if they were good enough at it. Then, even though it went pretty well, especially with that top fight, KYXY and the rest of his team probably estimated that this was probably gonna go late. So he picked up a Midas instead of going straight for, you know, for instance, an Aghanim Scepter.
Yep.
So they're just covering all their bases and saying, yeah, well, we might get lucky and win a fight now, but in case we don't, we can take this late as well. Level 10 on the Venomancer and the Midas coming in, 15 minutes into the game. Nature's Prophet now has an Necronomicon 1 as well.
Yeah, that's going to help a ton.
Just all around good items on the Titan lineup so far, and actually if you look at it, they might have the better late game. They have an Ursa, they have a Nature's Prophet, and then they have a Venomancer who's actually farming up. And the damage output from him at any point in the game is not, when he has an Agana Scepter, not to be ridiculed.
I feel like Titan is really on a clock here, though.
Do you?
Yeah, I mean, like, when you look at their lineup, they're not going to have the biggest problem kiting that Ursa, I don't think. Like,
I don't know, think about the supports on Titan as well. Once this goes into late game, if Disruptor gets off a Scepter, oh, mid.
Yeah, I mean, but like, obviously this is an extreme example, but I mean, even if Ursa had help around, I don't know that they could have prevented a whole lot. They're going to catch GC in the static over the field, and necking through that, Poison Nova did go off. I think there's going to be the Ravage, and on a killing spree, stolen by Ruben, but it just doesn't matter. But yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, the buyback on the Ursa, even after he gets BKB, which, by the way, is a journey to take, he's still got a while to go. And they're trying to catch up, but it will be hit there, but not enough to keep him escaping.
Very important for Bulbo to get that last Arcane Bolt shot out on the Rubik, otherwise he might have run away with the Ravage.
Yeah, exactly.
Once again, Pegasus giving away the Ravage.
But don't forget that Anchor Smash also it's also going to work very well against that Ursa. I just feel like they've got a lot of answers to it. They've got the slow. They've got a hero who's probably going to build an Atos. Bulba has been building Atos fairly.
Oh, they definitely do, but that's why it's not the only hero on Titan's lineup that is a threat. Of course, the Venomancer building for the late game through the use of that Midas, and then, of course, Ohio on the Nature's Prophet, one of the most annoying heroes to play against.
Oh, I totally agree. The lineup, I think, is just, well, it's like we talked about. The Razor itself is just so damning for the Ursa. They would have to have phenomenal play out of the Veno and the Nature's Prophet. Titan's pretty damn good, so
they're completely exploding in farm. They're almost doubling.
Oh wow!
Actually, doubling that of the number one on Titan side of things, being the Ursa on 85. Koikva now sitting on 172 CS, level 13.5 with a BKB, a Midas, and a Blink Dagger.
Yep, he is looking fantastic. Here we go, Titan moving. Pegasus, not quite a unicorn, but that'll do. 6-6 now, following that, and Titan trying to put this lineup to work. It's still, I mean, it's a very close game. Really, a reason to even talk about it. Titan though going to lose Ohio to Koikva and Weitu, who catch him in top lane.
Yeah, that's a great deal about having a Blink Dagger on the Shadow Fiend. If Nature's Prophet scraps himself and tries to escape, you just blink right in there and stand and hit him up close and personal.
TPN looks like might be another tower trade situation. KYXY going to try to keep his tower standing if such is going to be the case. What do you think? If you're Titan, do you try to push and try to trade, or do you go back to defend?
I think you gotta try and trade. Is Tidehunter up there? No, Tidehunter's not up there. There's 15 seconds on the Ravage. I think they can defend this, just because of how much damage these wards actually deal.
Yep, looks like
Liquid is gonna back off.
Yep, not want any part of it. Bro should be back up in a couple of minutes.
Halfway to Black King Bar under Ursa.
See how quick he can get it up. He was actually looking like it was going to be very slow timing, but he's caught up really, really well and should have it out at a decent time now. Pegasus coming out, and he'll be able to solo defend that. In the meantime, Rubik doing his thing, and he and the Prophet is taking control of the jungle. Might have a battle here as Net should be spotted and will be spotted by Koikva. Wrong place for him to be. He's going to be 4 shots. Make that.
Oh, look at Pegasus. Yep. Yamate sees him and knows where he is.
Yep. There's the blink, right on top of it, going to work, and Pegasus using those charges, looking for the blink. He'll find it. He's got it. Oh, blink! Wow. Okay. What? He could have ran. What? He could have blinked.
Could have blinked twice.
Yeah. Like, just Jimmy thinks. Just Jimmy thinks.
Wow.
Alright, so,
well done.
Just Jimmy. 20 minutes and 1,000 gold now going the way of Liquid. Again, that was bizarre, man. Like, that threw me.
Mithril Hammer up on the Ursa, point booster coming out to the Venomancer. And now Necronomicon 3 finished on Ohio.
So when do you think is going to be Titan's major window to push? I mean, you feel pretty confident about their late game, but
I don't think there's going to be a window to push at this point.
Yeah.
Koiko is closing on 16. He's sitting on 3.6k gold. I think we're in for the long haul on this one.
Wycliffe certainly going to be okay with that. 3,700 gold.
Roshan soon available again. Haste will now pop on the Ursa. Look at Koiko. Oh, wow. Instant blink.
Quake's reactions are so quick. At the time when you watch like playing online tournaments, he's playing on a subpar internet connection, and he still makes plays like that. On land, the man is insane.
Courtesy of Germany.
Yeah, no joke. But another blink that we didn't mention is Rubik's, of course.
Oh, and Bulba and Skyrim, they've actually managed to get up a Ghost Scepter, so
that's very nice.
Ursa no longer a threat for him.
And see, you know, after that, it's like until the Prophet gets really built out, as long as he dodges big spells, he should be just fine. But I guess he does have to deal with the Necro. But here in mid, KYXY not engaged upon as Pegasus went forward, but those wards kind of tough to engage into at this level.
Yeah, it's very hard to deal with these wards this early on.
Both teams kind of settling down for the moment. Ginny going to work on a stacked ancient camp. He and Bulba split that XP, and that's
Way2 getting very close to a blink dagger now.
Jimmy's gonna have a level 2 Ravage after this, most likely. Found this bad boys. There you go. Yep, after he drops his last big one.
Goes back up, just need Yamato to join them. Question is if you wanted to complete a BKB before going in case Liquid is coming to fight, because Ravage is back up. Pegasus getting close to the Force Staff as well.
Crit up on Koikva.
But these little roasting kills helps Net tremendously. We saw he came in at level 5 last time around. He hasn't really progressed much since then. He's still level 8. Yep. So the fact that he can share the experience with the Ursa for these are a tremendous help to him.
They might even leave the Rubik in here. He needs to play catch up a little bit. It's going to be another free one. They're just accepting that he's going to get this really doesn't matter. And well, actually Earthshock, he messed that up. And now Way2. Number 9 does have the Force Reincarnate. The rest of his team is collapsing. This is going to get bad if they decide to engage into it. Nope. Pegasus opting not to go for it. But Koikva in the meantime finds himself a kill. Way2 going to be re-engaged upon it. He's down again. And that just felt kind of weird. They looked like they were in a position to go in off of a Ravage, but hesitating and not wanting any part of it. Instead, they lose Way2 a couple of times.
If you look at KYXY, that's another great thing about the Plague Wards coming out from the Venomancer. They disable these Blink Daggers, so if he just keeps on placing them random places around the battlefield, it'll prevent the Tidehunter from being able to blink in and counteract with the lineup from Titan.
I think the Tide was like right here though, and yes.
Yeah, he had to blink up on his own ledge, otherwise he couldn't get in. Yep. Just because of the placement of those Venomancer wards. I don't think Koiko was anywhere near either though. He went for a Daedalus. Yep. No tank ability, no nothing, just straight into a Daedalus, hoping to chop down any heroes.
Got himself a solo kill on the Prophet because of it too.
He'll probably be able to kill off 2 heroes at least in the Ravage.
Titan keeping the pressure up, as they very well need to.
He could be up on the Ursa.
Side of Vice desperately need to buy Ohio. He needs to prioritize that. Once they have a way to efficiently lock down the Shadow Fiend, even with BKB, they'll be in a much better shape. I mean, they just have to have it for this Ursa to feel as effective as he wants.
Yeah, and the only thing they really need to worry about shutting down as of right now is definitely the Shadow Fiend. The Razor doesn't really seem to be much of a threat. He is getting close to a BKB though, but as long as they stay clear of the Static Link, it's not going to be real.
Easier said than done. It's a lift on Way2. Comes back down to Ursa, and Ursa there to clean it up. So Way2 has died 3 times
now as well.
He's got that Ghost Scepter if he needs it. TC's going to be there though. And here he comes. Does he have time? Yes, able to Ghost Scepter. And Bulba trying to find some safety. Gets the they get the Aegis off of the Ursa. Prophet.
Double death of him.
Yep. Prophet actually ends up getting the kill onto Bulba when all was said and done. To use his Nature's Wrath? Yeah. I don't know how he got him. Actually, he just TP'd in it. Wow.
667 damage in the first hit.
Well, Liquid's rolling. And this is what I was talking about. The Ursa against this lineup, they just have so many ways to deal with it. Damage reduction from TC, damage reduction from Pegasus. Koikva with that Blink Dagger, able to kite, able to crit.
Arguably a bit of a misplay from Yamate as well. He activated that BKB knowing he had Aegis up.
Yeah.
Had he not, he could have easily escaped that or even fought it afterwards once he respawned.
But for the moment, Liquid just happy to take their win. 2 outer tier towers remain for Titan. Same is true of Liquid.
Ohai getting ready for the so-called Rat Dota, picking up a Blink Dagger.
Of course. Not Rat Dota, it's Pigeon Dota, because you're a flying rat. His item development certainly moving along well. He's the only one that's really close to the range of Koikva on his entire team. But Koikva's just in a whole other stratosphere, man. He's got 18,000 overall net worth. His farm is so big, there are smaller farms orbiting it.
Picked up a Helmet Dominate. I actually like it if he goes into a Satanic straight away, just so he's so incredibly tankable, and he can actually take us straight up mano on mano.
Speaking of, first just gonna go for it. BKBs and Ghost Scepters plenty. Koikva kiting him out. Yeah, look at this. He's just able to kite him. And down he goes. Like, I just not really sure how he's going to be able to do anything without a lot of help from the rest of his team. The rest of his team was back near the tier 2, and that was kind of a feed, to be honest.
A bit of a feed. Koikva did get lucky though and get off a crit. I think he may have even crit him twice.
Now the push remains on. And Liquid, oh wow. Jimmy going deep. But has Volvo behind him and has a Ravage just going to run some interference. That's a dead tier 2.
There is this Agano set up on the Venoments now though, and that is a ton of damage if they fight over an extended period of time.
Yep.
They do, however, need to have Yamate not go in and die on his own.
Tends to help. Liquid now in control of the game, and Koikva continuing to get more and more out of control as he approaches 20k overall net worth. If he continues at this pace, by 30 minutes, he's going to double the next highest on the map, which will be the Nature's Prophet. It'll be like, that's insane. Yeah,
out-farming a Nature's Prophet and to that big of an extent is it's pretty amazing. And then TC, of course, getting very close to an Agano Scepter as well. He's got the point booster, sitting on 1600 gold, so he needs another 1400 to complete that. And from there, Liquid really have all the means to just end the game out on the back of a good Ravage.
Roche back up in 3 minutes. That's a nice prize for them. If they can through these towers and get that tier 2 mid, they'll be able to tough tighten up and then double back. And honestly, it won't take much. Just the Wraith King and the Shadow Fiend should be able to do that at this point. He's even got a Helm of the Dominator up, so that would not be a problem at all for just those two to be able to shan. Titan, not liking the way this game looks, wants to change the pace as they smoke and look to head into the Radiant jungle. Closest target probably at bottom. That's TC on the Razor. Let's see if they're going to head straight for him. And they are. Nope. Which way we going, guys? Oh, there we go. Catch TC as he moves northward, and that's going to be a super dead Razor. Nice pick for them.
Yeah, it's a good little pick off to get. Rose is not really going to be up before he's out. So an ultimate up on the Ohio. Can afford that Void Zone as well, so he's about 2500 gold off of his Cypher Vice. Gonna matter a lot whether they can keep Koikva disabled while fighting with the Ursa.
Koikva is just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Like, his pace to 6 slot is kind of insane.
Now a Satanic up on Koikva.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's really gonna be 6 slotted soon. Like, he only has 1 slot left to give. His Midas, unless he wants to sell his treads and buy bots. Like, that's really how far along he is at 28 minutes.
The power of Shadow Fiend.
Yeah. Not just Shadow,
right hands.
His team helping him out a lot.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh,
Liquid moving in, and Jimmy a little late, but does manage to catch that. And that's gonna force that down to the low ground though. Way too trying to catch up with him, and a Mystic Flare, a little optimistic there from Mr. Bulba. But Titan able to dodge a bullet that time.
Attack.
No real item present on Yamate so far. 1700 gold. He's definitely not the one finding the farm run now. It's all on KYXY and of course Ohio on the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, the Ursa pick has not quite worked out, I don't think. They have not gotten a whole lot of mileage out of him. Had a few kills here and there, 4 and 2, not bad. But it ain't no 8 and 1.
They've gotten a few Roshan kill off of it, and the threat of him being there as well. So it's not too bad. He has provided them half of the kills that they have. So.
Oh yeah. Well, that's kind of the thing, though, is the Ursa was picked into just a load of trouble.
Yeah, I'm trying to remain optimistic about it, but he only has 1500 HP, and you see if Koikva just crits him once,
yeah,
He's gonna have a hard time even staying in the front against him.
Razor is getting bigger and bigger as well. His scepter is short in the coming.
KYXY though, if he gets 60 now, which he will soon, and then gets a Blink Dagger and blinks in ahead of everyone else and just releases the Poison Nova on all of them, Titan's gonna have a much easier time fighting the Liquid lineup.
He's gonna go ahead and push, and Liquid's beginning to carry themselves a little bit of bravado, knowing that a fight taken any way but exactly right is likely to be theirs at this stage. He's just hitting so hard, and he's gonna be so difficult to cope with. Way too level 11, so much shorter cooldown on his ulti now.
Do you think Yamate is going to build a Scythe of Vice, which we often see on the Ursa, or is he going to go for a Heart of
Dire's
Thrash?
middle tower is under attack.
I honestly couldn't tell you, man. Like, it's such... They need the lockdown, but...
He might even do a Skull Basher, but I desperately think he needs some HP.
I mean, Ohio has picked up his ulti orb, so I would imagine he's going for a Scythe. But
Oh yeah, that's a definite.
right. I don't know. Honestly, would a Shivas be terrible here? Give you some armor against Koikva, give you a slow, a little bit of extra damage.
Yeah, you want to build HP so that your enrage works even better.
I don't know. Heart makes sense. It just, again, like I feel like he needs a little bit of everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Heart is good, I think.
Yeah. We shall see.
Bastion, Sings, and Yasa are both defendable against.
Roche under assault. Liquid not really feeling that worried about it. Let's see how they want to do, what they want to do, and how they want to handle this. They obviously know what's going on as the ward is down, and KYXY doing what he can. They're going to flank from the right side.
Are they going to go for it?
Oh,
they are in position now.
Yep, there's going to be... Connector is down, and it's going to be picked up by Shadow Fiend. And Yamate went for it, and he's going to pay the cost for it. TC had a leash on him as soon as he landed. That is one tame bear when TC gets the static link. And I honestly don't know what they can do now.
No, that's one way of winning a game.
Yeah, I mean, that just felt so all in to me. Like, if you want to take the fight, then go take the fight. If you want to just give it up and reset, then give it up and reset. But that was coming from all angles. Nothing really worked as it should. Koikva.
I'm not sure the Poison Nova really hit on anyone but Koikva either. So once he activates that BKB, I don't think he even used Satanic in that fight, did he?
I don't think so either. Everyone just BKB's a thing. Like, it's almost like they forgot BKB was a thing.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we'll catch him with a kinetic field static storm. It's like, all right, that's fine. Koikva has a BKB, and it doesn't really care about any of that. TC has a BKB, doesn't care about any of that, and immediately static linked the Ursa, and he just running as soon as he was in. So just a little sloppily executed, and Liquid's capitalizing on it now. Siege is on. Tier 3.
Ohio completing his Scythe of Vice. KYXY still sitting on 3,300 gold, but Koikva's just...
This is where that Blink Dagger is going to come in super handy. Pigeon Dota jokes aside, having a Blink Scythe device against Koikva is not only nice, but honestly, at this point, essential. They have to have some way to allow the Ursa to get on top of him without getting blown up. But again,
still rabbits available for Pegasus, so this may very well mean barracks. I think they're gonna pick up the
Here we go, gonna go on in. And trying to blow up Koikva. Koikva though has the agency to get it once, it's not gonna matter. And yeah, you just saw what a Satanic on a Shadow Fiend this man looks like at 33 minutes. He buys back, they're going to try to re-engage, but honestly, this feels rather hopeless. Didn't even take Ravage for that to happen. And they're just going to continue to clear out this Rax without a whole lot of contesting from Titan. And I don't know, man. Like,
see, a bit off on their priorities. They keep having the Ursa Suicide in before the Venoman. So by the time the Poisonous Nova goes off, Ursa's already dead. There are the racks. And now Liquid can honestly just reset and do it again. Like, there's nothing. They did not even need Ravage for that. Didn't even need it. Hell, Bulba. Yeah, Bulba has Mystic Flare. Koikva has his ulti. They needed every bit of Satanic, basically, is what made that fight happen. Yeah, and Nick is going to be real happy with that. There's, in the meantime, 9,000 gold on Koikva. Almost. Yeah, he's a little fat. He's sitting at every cheese. He's at 20 land. There's KYXY blown to pieces by Bulba. He's at 20. He's at 11,000 more net worth than a Nature's Prophet, and they both have a minus. That makes my stomach hurt. Like, that is so sick. And he's just gonna go in and just start hitting on buildings.
Slap him, Koifa. Give him the slaps. Slappity slap. And I don't know what Titan can do, man. Like, even with a phenomenal initiation, what do? You get the Aegis?
It's almost impossible. Still, Rapid on Pegasus. Not once has he used it in these engagements.
Nope. And there we go. This is going to be their best chance. Koifa forcing that back to safety. Good teamwork. He will be lifted, though, and they do get the Aegis. Tizito stole a lot of damage there. BKB is up, so that static storm and kinetic kill just don't matter. Koifa back alive. Bulma does end up dipping it at the end. Pegasus still holding on to that Ravage.
I think Koifa thought he would actually live through it before dying with the Aegis. He activated his Satanic in an effort to just disarm some damage before dying, but...
Oh, that's 10G. Got glimpsed. Yeah, that's DC. They got the damage? Maybe. Nope.
That is a very tame bear at this point in time.
Yeah. And tied on. Oh, there's the Hex. Now they might be able to follow it up. Pegasus. Not going to spin Ravage to save his buddy. All right, now let's blink this time, Jimmy. Blink this time, Jimmy. Nope. Nope. Blink this time, Jimmy. Never mind. Go Scepter. And there you go. Not going to give Ravage away. Wise choice. Wise choice.
Blinked a bit too soon.
Either way, I think it's all over but the crying here. Titan can maybe drag it out, but I cannot imagine them getting back into this game. And
Like we're getting a butterfly. Still have another 5.5k to spend.
Dude, like, look at this. This is ridiculous. Yep, butterfly done. He is 6 slotted at 36 minutes into this game. He's 11-1-3 with 433 last hits. 30,000 net worth, and his GPM is 880, 879. It's absurd. Well, Titan reset. Hope for the best. It looks like an Ogre Club on the way for Yamate, so maybe on the way to a Halberd.
Nah, the biggest problem here in of course, losing 4 Rexes is the biggest problem, but they don't really have any item progression either.
No.
The Ursa's not just sitting on an Ogre Club.
Yep, he is genuinely 6 slotted right now. He just bought his bots, and he still has 3k gold left over for buyback.
What do you even sell? The Blink Dagger?
Yeah, like sell the Blink Dagger for what? A rapier because you're freaking invincible? I guess maybe a heart. But
yeah, getting some HP is never a bad thing.
No. Just go buy the Aegis to Immortal, man. You're done. You won. You won the International. Congratulations. Go get Gabe. Tell him it's time. Alright, Titan gonna try for a Desperation Smoke, and double damage on the Ursa. At least gives him a little bit of kill potential.
Doesn't really matter one bit what Titan is doing for me, as long as Liquid is just pushing the bottom lane in. We'll be fine.
Alright, looks like we're about ready to wind this one down as Liquid moving into position. They're gonna use Koifa as some bait.
Building a bit of everything. He's actually Soldier's Necromicon, what? Got a Maelstrom and a Demonist instead, going for pure damage.
Who is? Oh, the Prophet.
That was a short-lived Necromicon.
Oh, what's he gonna do? I mean, they gotta have some damage. They gotta have some way to burst Koifa down. The problem is, there's no MKB, so they're not gonna be able to hit him, and even if they do, he has Satanic. And
it's for 900 on the Shadow Fiend.
Here we go. There's an MKB. So, there you go. Nature's Prophet, saving grace. And the siege is on. With deployed. And here we go. Move out. Koifa Cup. Beautiful force staff. No, Jimmy has Ravage. He wants to go back in with it. And the static link is on. He can't do anything. Beautiful Ravage. Gonna catch 3. Ursa's down. It was stolen by Rubik, but it just doesn't matter. They're too tanky. Even turning it around not gonna help. 2 and 3 shot at these supports. They do end up losing the Wraith King, but he'll be back up in GG's call. That is a fat, rotund Shadow Fiend, and Koifa proving once again just how valuable he is to this entire Liquid squad and what he means to their run here at the International 2014. And with that, against all odds, against all expectations, Team Liquid nets their 8th win of the group stage, meaning they are guaranteed to advance to Phase 3. What a player, what a game, what a team.
Definitely. Very impressive play by Liquid, and Koifa especially, probably MVP on this roster.
Oh man.
Throughout the tournament.
Has to